Welcome back, generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good, so this session we probably will do more code reviews, of course. We don't get to look at much code ourselves, just reviews. Yeah. Let's see. I think we should attend to these two here. Let's see. Build minor tools 0 hour. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so the last thing left to look at was the new operator thingy, new operator situation. Sound scene. Yeah, why would it happen? Like, other than that, the change looks pretty good. Yeah, good. So W3D new. W3D new. W3D new. Good. I think what we need to do is first we take fetch and prune this one here. I think we can delete this guy here. And we can delete this guy. And then we can go to this guy here. We can do pull with rebase. Then let's take a look at this new thingy. So it's W3D. Oh, we need to search why W3D new, right? It's not found. How? How? Ah, we need to hold on. We need to open CMake. Hey, how about we create a shortcut here? Create shortcut. No. Huh? CMake. And then we put this shortcut here into our projects. Because I keep opening it every time again, so let's just put it in here. Let's open this as well. Let's open a command prompt, we need that. Okay, so GenZH. So we need to build, let's build everything here. Configure. Okay. smooth. Okay, now we search for W3D new. And we didn't find it. Why not? We did find it. There we go. Okay. So let's first see. So if we, so the status quo was it looked like this, right? That was the status quo. Okay, let's see what happens if we compile this garbage. Compilation takes quite long. Okay, so this is compiled and 0 errors. It did build WW audio, right? WW audio, yeah. So that is built. Okay, so let's see if that also builds with VS6. Oh, hold on, we need a different command here. This guy. Okay, it's building WW audio. And that has succeeded. Okay, in that case, what I will do now, I will simply push this change and see if the build on our build also succeeds. So I say here, remove. Let's say revert change to W3D new. Then we will rebase it onto our main branch, which we need to actually pull first. Pull rebase. There we go. Then we go to W audio setup, rebase. There we go. And we push. There we go. Push. Then we go to this guy. This one has actually failed. Hold on. Don't know how to make TextF cache CPP. Oof. Okay. How? TextF cache. Oh, that's wild. This is somehow... Ah, shit. TextF cache. Do we perhaps need to delete a cache or something? Yeah. Let's go to CMake. No, build VS6. Let's delete this folder. The whole thing. Let's set it up again from scratch. And then we build this guy. Yeah. Good. Let's see if that builds then. It fails. Oof. View details. New function does not take 3 parameters. Okay, he's right. Huh. That's wild. Okay, let's see what is wrong then here. That's interesting. Okay. So this new thing, where did he put it then? W3D new. Here, audible info class, yeah. Let's see. It indeed fails. Checking. Very strange. Okay, so what's the problem then? Why would VS6 require that kind of change? So there's an auto pull class. This is maybe public new delete. It should pick this guy here, right? What do other classes do that inherit this guy? Do they put anything special in themselves? Doesn't look like it. Private constructor. Public constructor. There's no macro, there's no new delete in here. Looks all very innocent. Define auto pull. Is this maybe missing? Could that be maybe? Define auto pull. It is here. What does this do? Object pool class. Puts an allocator. Audible info class. This one is still going here. That's strange. Audible info class. We do have a define auto pour. The only difference I see here is that this guy is in a nested in another class, but I guess it should make a difference, right? What is the problem here? The auto pool class. I'm not seeing it. Let's take a look at the other W3D news. What they are about. Okay, so. Okay, where's our offender? The audio, what was it? Audio, oh my gosh, audio, this one, yeah. Okay, so, it's passing two things in the constructor, but that should be fine, right? Here, and it's just new. Could it be, is it maybe referencing this guy in some situation? So which target did fail? Debug. Debug and internal. Debug and internal. So we need to build debug. Debug. Okay. Let's build debug. Let's see. Hold on. We need to also set now this debug flag here for proper debug. Yeah. Configure. Because debug is no longer debug, right? Debug is now something else. So release is working, debug is not. That's strange. Maybe it is missing an include somewhere. Something simple could be. Yeah, it's only the debug targets here that fail. Let's look at it once more. Function does not take 3 parameters. New. Okay, so it is not using. Aha, then I think I know what it is. We are not including always.h. Is that the error? I think that's the error. Where's this file? Yeah, so this fails. Let's go to the error. There we go. In this case, it even says 4 arguments. Okay. So my suspicion is that here at the top, it doesn't include always. So we go here and we do include always.h. There we go. Let's see if that compiles. Is this always put at the top? Let me see. Include always. Yeah, it's even put into the header actually. It's in the header. Oh, that is interesting. It's never in a CPP. It is in a CPP here. But typically it's in the header. Should we maybe put it into the header then? If it's here in the header everywhere else, then maybe we should put it here into the header as well. Yeah. Okay, let's see what happens if we put that in the header. Yeah. Still errors. Uh-oh. Okay. Now that is something. It's complaining about 4 arguments. Why 4? Here it complains about 3. Why this inconsistency? What is this? 3 or 4? What does he want? 3 or 4? W3D file 0. W3D file 0. Function does not take 4 arguments, but it's only given 3 here. What is the problem? unsigned in const char int. So here in the error, it's specifying 3 types, not 4. Huh? Aha, we're trying to match the argument list. Unsigned int alignment. Aha. There's another variant. What's about this alignment thing? Is that because it's inside? Nah. Where's this alignment thingy coming from? Let me experiment with taking this out of this class. So let's put it up here, see what happens. So it's now here. Okay. And then we take this guy and we make a copy here and we take this guy like so. Does this change anything? Oh, will it still complain? Let's take a look. It's still complaining. Okay, why is this the only class that is complaining? Is it because of the multi-list? No, it looks rather innocent, doesn't it? Okay, how about we go to here we make build the debug on. Okay, how about let's move it back because that didn't help it. Now that is strange. Okay, do we perhaps need to add another variant? Another new operator variant? Could that be? So we say, what does he want? Integer? Why integer? This is a can we go to memory pool? Memory, game memory dot h. Here, additional overloads to account for okay, so it looks for a new operator in here. So it looks for a different new operator in here. Could it be the other places where it uses the auto pool class? Hold on. New auto pool class. No, hold on. Public auto pool class. Yeah. So for example, this guy here. How is this being allocated? Maybe it's not supposed to be allocated with W3D new. Aha, see here. They just use new. They don't use W3D new. Yeah. Let me see another example. Public. Let's search for this guy again. Let's go with poly render class here. Yeah, there's also using new. Okay, so then we know what the fix is. Then we search for this guy. And we simply use new. There we go. That's a fix. Yeah. Then we go back here to our header and we remove the always.h. And then we compile and this should work now. Yeah. Use replace W3D new with new for auto pool class. What's it called? Auto pool class? Yeah, for auto pool class. Yeah. Derived type. For allocating auto pool class derived type A. There we go. Okay. That should do. Then, so this has compiled now. Yep. Okay, excellent. Then we can push that. Push. All right. Okay. Turns out W3D new macro is not supposed to be used for auto pool class for a auto pool class derived type. W3D new will be incompatible with auto pool class in debug. Is incompatible. Because it is incompatible with auto pool class in debug. Fixed. Okay, then we can wait for that build. Yeah. So basically, the fix that he put here was not quite right, because then it would invoke the global new overload, the global new function, but not the auto pool class function. Let me clarify that as well. The consequence of the W3D new would have been that the global new would be called instead of the intended auto pool class. This potentially would have been catastrophic on deletion of audible info class. Yeah, you need to be really careful when touching this code and really understand what the consequence of this is. So this one was wrong. It raised eyebrows because the other W3D news, they are not invoked like this. So it's already warning signal, right? And then, yeah, we had to check like, okay, what does it actually mean? Why is it like this? And yeah, so the consequence of doing it this way would have been that it would have been allocated with a global new, but then the delete would potentially still go through the autopool class, but then there would be a mismatch between new and delete. Like, how can it delete it if it's not going through the global delete then? Like, it depends on what this guy does. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it would crash, maybe it doesn't. So, yeah. Basically, a new delete always needs to be matched. You need to delete where it was allocated, right? From. So invoking the same delete at the same allocator that gave the object to us in the first place, and not give it back somewhere else, right? Because that other heap won't know what to do with this address that we give it, right? Yeah. Okay, but just a minor hiccup. Good, so this should now work. Okay, then I think we can already look at the next one here. So here we now have many commits. VS6 is just a, yeah, it's not really necessary. Fix compiler errors, VS6. Set up CMake. I think we can merge this just with squashing. Don't need to merge with rebase. So let's say make WW audio. What was it before? Setup. Make WW audio compile with VS6 and add CMake setup for WR and make it compile with VS 2022. Oops, now we lost our change. Let's go back. Ah, what am I doing? Here, I need to click there. My gosh. Good, then let's look at the next one, but this one, oof. Oof, it fails. Yeah, I think we first need to merge this, and then here we need to get rid of these 3 commits and just have these guys here. Okay, while we wait, maybe we can already take a look here. Not really familiar, but isn't it just a master server that helps clients advertise their lobbies to each other over the internet? I don't think it would need to check any hashes for that as long as it receives valid hi, I'm a client. Whatever. Actually, let's give it a chance to read, but it already doesn't start well. Like if someone starts like this, then it's not a good sign. Hi, I'm a client and now give me the server list. No, it's not about that. Add my server. No, it's not like this. No, the game client should then check hashes between the host and clients anyway. Yeah, okay. So the problem I see here, he doesn't really understand what this is about. And I mean, I applaud his effort to give us his opinion, but it's not particularly helpful, I would say. Yeah, so the problem is if we want our release to be compatible with the current retail version of the game, then these versions need to be able to matchmake in the network and in the multiplayer lobby. If they cannot do this, then there's no purpose in even trying to maintain compatibility between the clients. So it's not about hire me a client and now give me a serverless. That works regardless. It's about making sure that the clients can actually connect to each other. Yeah. Yes, if we merge this, then we also need to make a generals replica. If we merge this now, then we also need to make a generals replica. On that note, let me go to closed. Helmut. Man, where's this change? Here, this one. Since this change was merged now, it needs to be replicated in generals 1-to-1. Let me go to issues. Relates to for 0 hour, this was merged. It needs to be replicated in generals. To do replicate replicates that in generals. Let's also link this back here relates to. Good. Add CMake setup for WW audio and make it compile with VS 2022. Fantastic. Then let me approve this guy. Compiles. Looks good. Before we merge, let me double check one more time if the files here really match the whole host of files. Oof, there's much more, isn't there? Oh, he only added CPP files here. Okay. Dismiss. Headers are missing. Dismiss review. Ah, there's always something wrong. Yeah, he didn't add the headers here. Okay, how many files are we expecting here? Can we check that? So we don't expect this guy. We don't expect that. So 43 files. Oddly, he put a lot less there. Okay. I think what we need to do is open a command prompt. List files in folder, batch. City. Good. So CMake list edit. Let's open it in here. The problem is if the header files are not specified here, then they won't show up in Visual Studio in the search. Like if you search for things in the solution, then it won't be found because the headers are not part of the solution. They are used by the compiler because when the header is seen in the CPP file, it will find it on disk. But Visual Studio will not recognize this as being part of the project. And that's not good. It's very unpleasant. Yeah, so we delete all this, put that, pet that. Yeah, so. Good, then let's configure. Generate. Reload. www audio, and now we see the headers here and the source files. Thank you. Yeah. Good. Then we compile once more. Then we say here, add header files to CMake list.txt. There we go. Commit, push. There we go. Okay, is there anything else that we can find wrong here? Let me see. Audio is added here correctly. That's nice. Add. Is this really necessary here, this add? Let's scrutinize that. Let's go to it. Yeah, it is necessary. Okay, that's good. Okay. 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 Then we need to wait again until this is done building. Good. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Add game memory null replacement. Okay. Okay. Good. Let's see. Remove legacy VC6 project files. Yeah, I think this is. Yeah, I think this is simple enough. We can just merge that. It's for both games, right? Yeah, general sensor. Yeah. So this is built minor. So this is gen zh, remove legacy VC6 project files. Yeah, I think this is pretty straightforward, unless you forgot one, right? Which could happen. Let me see. If we go to this branch and we search for .dsp, no matches. DSW, no matches. Okay, then looks like he didn't make a mistake. Oh, there are W3D files here. Huh. Interesting. That's strange. Okay. Looks good. Remove legacy VC6 project files. Yeah. Confirm squash and merge. Okay. Okay. Let's see what else we can look at here. Let's take a look at this. Perfectly acceptable. I don't notice a difference as long as the game memory manager debug stuff is kept minimal. The only issue I do see is the game's memory usage expanding by megabytes every few seconds. After a few minutes, the debug run can easily balloon to over 1 gigabyte. But in normal operation, this doesn't happen. When using the null memory implementation on a debug, the above doesn't happen. So I think there's something being compiled in with the debug flags on the memory manager that has significant leak. Huh. Can you find that lake? Or let's ask any idea. Perhaps you can narrow down the source of the leak by trying different memory pool debugs. I would say this is something we should fix then as well. If the memory pool debug introduces a memory leak, then that better be fixed, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think we can resolve this conversation here. Okay, everything is green except this one here. Okay, all checks have passed. Getting a bunch of spams here from the Mauler. Were you getting a crash like this at the first string copy? Memory ranges. Oh. Huh. I don't know. Debug the mem manager keeps tripping ASIN. Yes, ASIN does not play nice. Or let's say, yes, memory pool does not play nice with ASIN. I cannot recall seeing that strn copy error. Good, so now looks good. Okay, let's have one more look here. Yeah, the headers are in. Yeah. Public protected. Yeah. Good. Then we can add CMake setup for www order and make it compile with VS 2022. Yeah. Then we delete this guy here, and then we squash and merge. Good. Good. Then next step, we go to this guy here. It's a draft implementation. Addresses for Renegade tools. Forgot Ren's level edit wasn't the only thing using RC file. Ren's level edit wasn't the only thing using RC file. RC file.h. So this RC file thing is another dependency that needs to be pulled from Renegades. Pulled. No. Yeah, I think Jay Lalas can do this. Yeah. Remove library placeholder folders. So if we search for git ignore on this branch, dot git ignore. Let me go to Felivia, whom we do not have added yet. Okay. Good. So there he is. Oof, there's already quite a lot of branches here. Let's see. Remove flip placeholders. Remove flip placeholders. Let's check that one out. We can delete this one here, by the way. I think we also already merged this one here, right? I think so, yeah. I can delete this guy. Let me double check. Yeah, this seems to be fine. Okay. Then we can also just merge this one. This one looks good. Actually, hold on. Let me see one more thing here. Actually, let me go here. Hold on. Let me do a dismiss. Hold on. Hold on. There still is a .git ignore in this path here. Why is this so shitty looking? Where's the path? Jesus Christ. Can't copy a regular, like what is this copy here? There we go. Hold on, there still is a git ignore in that path. Okay, let's go to that folder. There we go, yeah. So he did remove that in generals, right? Generals. Generals. Huh? Oh, man. I'm a bit confused right now. What was it? Which path? Code library slip. Okay, generals code library slip. Generals code libraries. Generals code libraries. Yeah, the question is it supposed to be there or not? I'm not sure. What happens if we delete it? Code, library, slip, delete. What happens then? What did it do anyway? Ignore everything in this directory except this file. Why? Why is this there? What is the deeper purpose of this thing? I don't know. Maybe we can just delete it. No, it looks like we can just delete it. Delete one more git ignore. Oh. We are not allowed to push. Huh. Okay. 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 Well, then we don't. Then we remove that again. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. What is this here? Eventually we want to add a main page docs at some point for some more detailed documentation. Build documentation. Okay. And what does this do? Oxygen targets. Oxygen targets. Something is not right here. This says generals docs. Build generals docs, build 0-hour docs. So it says here 0-hour docs, but not generals docs. This looks like it should be 0-hour docs. Build GenZH build generals docs. So I don't see this showing up in here. It's not showing up. This option somehow does not show in CMake. Does. I don't know why it wouldn't show. It's really weird. This one shows, this one doesn't. Huh. Maybe it is because of the name. This option does not show in CMake. Perhaps because of the other error. Documentation. This one is built minor milestone. What is this here? C-line throws out a CMake build type. What is this? Perhaps use consistent comment symbols. It doesn't matter much. There's probably more cleanup possible in here. No, that doesn't matter. Delete. Yeah. Build ninja log. This one should already be ignored here. These. Huh? Yeah. Dot star. Okay, aren't the folders beginning with well, I guess it doesn't hurt to be specific here. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Approve. Build. Well, I don't know. It's not really built. It's more like, I don't know, minor. Okay. Okay. Should be shown when build channels is enabled. Oh, okay. So if we enable generals here, then it would show. Let's see. Okay, and what does it do then? Configure. Get errors. Could not find Doxygen. It does indeed show. It does show. Yes. It does show then, yes. Okay, so I do get a CMake error, yeah. I get CMake error on local configure. Perhaps needs to be deactivated if Doxygen executable is not present. Turned off if Doxygen executable is not present. The goal wasn't to remove every .git ignore. However, that folder makes no sense to me, so I will remove it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Okay, so now basically should all be gone here, right? .git ignore. Yeah. So there's one now top level, one in generals, and one in generals MD. Yeah. What about this one though? I've reviewed the code. Overall, it looks good. It is mainly a refactor. Text project.cpp needs to be looked at. What? Edit was meant to be request change rather than approval. Text project CPP needs to be looked at. Why? He didn't say what needs to be looked at. What? What? Why does this need to be looked at? Huh? There's nothing wrong here. I don't know what it means. Looks totally fine. I may read that again. I've reviewed the code. Overall, it looks good. It is mainly a refactor. I've compiled and play tested this PR on the latest main and did not find any issues. Edit was meant to be request change. Text project.cpp needs to be looked at. Huh? I don't understand. Thompson's. Oops. Text project CPP in generals. Text project. Why is it not showing up here? Oof. Text project CPP. Commando. Text project. Why is this not showing up here? Here it is showing up. There we go. Okay. So matrix 4. There we go. Duo. Matrix 4. Matrix. No, text project. Yeah, so it's these two. Yeah. I think it's this change is fine. I don't know what he is referring to. Squash. Bring mouse to 0 hour. I think that's not a good description. I think it should say matrix 3 and matrix 4. That's what it's doing. Bring matrix 3, matrix 4. Bring matrix 3, matrix 4 of W mass. In line with 0 hour. Is that good wording? Bring in line with 0 hour? Yeah, I guess fine. Or we can say rename matrix 3, matrix 4 of W mass. Or, yeah. Did it do anything else? Let me see one more. It was mostly that stuff, right? Yeah, it was just renaming stuff. Yeah. Yeah, and I think it was adding like 1 or 2 functions somewhere from 0 hour, right? Yeah, and some comments adjusted. Yeah, this function was added. This one. Yeah. So we can say bring matrix 3, matrix 4. Yeah, I think this is good enough. Good. Then we take this title here and we put that here. Bring matrix 3, matrix 4 of W mass in line with 0 hour. Yeah. Then we squash and merge that. There we go. Okay. Resolve conversation. Okay. Duplicating the fix CSC replay checking from 0 hour as created by Helmut. Okay, that's nice. Okay, I haven't seen that comment in the previous change. I missed that. Maybe this one should link to the other pull request, actually. If we go to... meantime, this one has built, so we can merge this one. Remove library placeholder folders. Placeholder folders. Yeah. Proof. Looks good. Remove library placeholder folders. Yeah. And confirm squash. And merge. Okay, then this is done. Okay, then let's merge this one here next. Relates to this one. Follow up for CRC for this one here. Relates to that. Follow up for that. Duplicating. This change replicates the fix CSC replay. Fix replay CSC checking from 0 hour as created by Helmut. Yeah. Bug major. Bug major. Okay, then we can merge this one next. Yeah, that's nice. Let's just for sanity's sake, let's check that this looks about the same. A very unscientific comparison. Yeah. I see a difference here. Here's a space, and here's not. There's a blank line here, and ZH change. Can you double check that no differences are present? Options disabled. When you explicitly enable it and have no Doxygen installed, I would expect an error as a user. Okay, that makes sense, yes. Yeah. Okay, makes sense, yeah. Can present an error. I think GitHub. CMake. OmniBlade has used CMake like this. Well, then I guess we rename this to CMake like that. Okay, before merging this, I would like let me double check here. I have to supplant implementation of it. Hotkeys seem to be working for me when I saw you posted an issue about them not working. Strange. Oh, a lot of messages here. Oof. Oof. Anyone opposed to merging the null memory? Otherwise, I would like to... Anyone opposed to merging the null memory? It allows to run the game without the buggy memory pools. Yeah, let's wait a little bit until later. If no one opposes it, then I can merge it. Okay, so I would like to merge this one next, if you can figure out if there are any more differences here. I mean, considering there's a difference here might mean there might be some more, right? So maybe you can double check that. And yeah, this one would be good to merge. Yeah. What's the time? 2 hours 11. Maybe we take a break here. Yeah. Maybe before we take a break, we can already look at this one here. Merge this one before, if possible. Okay. Okay, so what does this do? This change, add git ignore to the current folder. Oh. Generals and 0 are different. Please include the correct header files for each game. Huh? What? I think this needs a bit more looking at. Yeah. Okay, this one needs careful look here. Yeah. Dedupe. Yeah, I need to look at this later. Yeah. Okay. Is dedupe a good keyword here? maybe. Separates. The one of the problems with the memory pools is that it hides ASIN, checks. That it hides ASIN something crashes and shows garbage in the pool and no proper ASIN reports. Unclear what is going on. Okay, I will take a break now. Yeah, I wish you a great day or night. Until next time, goodbye.